All right, let's talk about February Social Security payments, because this is one of those weeks where timing actually matters. If you are not paying attention to the calendar, you might be sitting there refreshing your bank app like it's a slot machine. Did the system forget about me? Did I mess something up? Or is my bank just emotionally unavailable today? The second round of February Social Security payments goes out in one day, on Wednesday, February 18th, 2026. So if you were born between the 11th and the 20th of any month, this is your payment date. Yes, the Social Security Administration sorts payments by birthday, not by how hard you worked or how patient you have been. Now, just so nobody panics and starts calling their bank, let's zoom out and look at the full February schedule. The first round already went out earlier in the month to people born on or before the 10th. The third round goes out on Wednesday, February 25th, to people born on or after the 21st of the month. So, yes, some people get paid earlier, and no, it is not personal, even though it sometimes feels personal. So if you were born on the 1st through the 10th, you were in the first wave. If you were born on the 11th through the 20th, you are in the second wave on February 18th. And if you were born on the 21st through the 31st, your day is February 25th. And yes, every single month I still hear, why does my neighbor get paid before me when we both worked for 40 years? Because someone at the SSA decades ago picked birthdays as the system, and now we are all committed to that decision like a bad tattoo. Now let's talk about how much these checks can actually be, because this is where the internet starts throwing around big numbers. Right now, in 2026, the maximum monthly Social Security retirement benefit is capped at about $5,108 per month. Now, before anyone starts planning their luxury retirement tour, that is the maximum, not the average. That is the penthouse suite of Social Security, not the standard room. So how do people actually get to that $5,108 number? Because this is the part everyone wants to know. And the short answer is, most people do not. Your benefit amount depends on three main things: when you claim your benefits, how much you paid into Social Security over your working life, and how many years you worked and paid into the system. Social Security lets you start collecting as early as age 62, but claiming at 62 is like taking the early exit off the highway. You get off sooner, but you permanently give up a chunk of your monthly benefit. In 2026, someone who claims at 62 could receive up to about $2,831 per month at most. That is still real money, but notice how that is nowhere near $5,108. That gap is the price of starting early. If you wait until full retirement age, which for most people right now is between 66 and 67, depending on your birth year, your monthly benefit is higher than if you claimed at 62. You stop the early penalty, but you are still not at the maximum. The people who get close to that $5,108 number are the ones who wait until age 70. And even then, waiting until 70 alone is not enough. You also need a long work history with consistently high earnings. That means earning at or near the Social Security taxable maximum for many years. Not one good year, not two good years, decades of strong earnings. So when you hear someone say you can get $5,108 a month from Social Security, the unspoken part is if you worked at high income levels for a long time and delayed benefits until 70. That's how the math works. This is why so many people look at that maximum number and think, wow, where is my $5,108? Because most people did not have decades of earnings at or near the taxable maximum, and also delay until 70. Most beneficiaries receive significantly less than the maximum. That is not because they did something wrong. It is because the system is designed to reward long, high-earning careers and delayed claiming. If you are curious what your own number might look like, the Social Security Administration has a calculator on their website. You can plug in your earnings history and see estimates for claiming at 62, full retirement age, or 70. And yes, I will give the SSA some credit here. The calculator is actually useful, which feels rare enough that it deserves a small round of applause. Now let's clear up eligibility, because this still confuses people. You can start claiming Social Security retirement benefits at age 62. That does not mean you have to. It just means that is the earliest possible option. Whether you should claim at 62, full retirement age, or 70 depends on your health, finances, and life expectancy. There is no one-size-fits-all answer, even though social media loves pretending there is a magical perfect age for everyone. If you are already receiving benefits, the payment schedule is mostly just a waiting game each month. But if you are planning when to claim, those age decisions lock in your monthly amount for life. This is one of those decisions that feel small in the moment and huge over time. Now here is the part that tends to make people nervous. Social Security is financed primarily through payroll taxes paid by employees and employers. That money goes into the Social Security Trust Fund, which then pays current beneficiaries. According to analysts and trustees, the Social Security Administration is projected to face funding shortfalls in the future. Estimates currently suggest full benefits may no longer be payable as early as 2034 unless Congress takes action. In plain English, Social Security is not disappearing. But if nothing changes, the system would only be able to pay a portion of scheduled benefits using incoming payroll taxes, which means future checks could be smaller if lawmakers do nothing. Now, before anyone panics and thinks their February 18th payment is in danger, that is not what this means. Your February 2026 payment is going out as scheduled. The 2034 issue is a long-term funding problem, not a next-week problem. But it still matters, because what Congress does over the next several years shapes what Social Security looks like for the next generation of retirees. These are not abstract numbers. These are monthly checks that people use to pay rent, buy groceries, and keep the lights on. If you want updates on payment dates, benefit changes, and how to actually maximize your Social Security check, subscribe so you do not miss future updates. It is free. And no, subscribing does not reduce your benefit, even though it sometimes feels like everything else does. And if you know someone who is always confused about pay dates, share this with them. You might save them a call to their bank, a call to Social Security, and then a call to you to complain about both. So here is the simple recap. If you were born between the 11th and the 20th of any month, your February Social Security payment is scheduled for Wednesday, February 18th, 2026. If you were born on or before the 10th, your payment already went out earlier this month. If you were born on or after the 21st, your payment is scheduled for February 25th. And if your deposit does not show up at midnight, that's usually your bank being dramatic, not the SSA forgetting about you. As always, give your deposit a little time on payment day. If something actually seems wrong, then it makes sense to reach out to your bank or Social Security. But most of the time, it is just timing, not a missing payment. I will keep you posted on payment schedules, benefit updates, and any changes coming out of Congress and the Social Security Administration. For now, mark February 18th on your calendar if you are in the second payment group. And hopefully that deposit brings at least a small moment of financial relief this month.